This one goes out to my boyfriend's wife. Zawona sis. Ngiyathemba uyaphila. Listen, I'd like to tell my side of the story before your husband with a sweet tongue twists it and says I was just a slut that was also horny and he had to hold me and I lured him in and I almost disturbed your marriage. See, when your man first came to me, he made it seem that at night he had no one to hold him tight and that's what he needed from me. He made it seem as though he had no one to love and that's what he wanted to give me. He made it seem as though he doesn't have anyone to call every single day asking them why they have to be so far away. He made it seem as though I was the one that was one day going to be standing in church with him, reciting vows, talking about how we've made it through the thick and thins. Little did I know that I was just another thick to the thin that he was bringing into his marriage just so he could testify and lie and say that I almost broke what you and him were trying to bind. See, I didn't know that your man was married. And he knew very well how to lure me perfectly and place me in a corner so that when he tells me that he is, I cannot be able to say that it is over because he said to me, as married as I am, I still have time for you as my side and I don't even treat you like my side. As married as I am, I still spend more nights with you than I do with my wife, a wife that you're not even sure is alive. So as married as I am, I can give you the type of love that not even a single man can give you. And because I was hungry, my love, I had to ask your man to keep feeding me until I realized that what he's feeding me, he's probably taking from you. Because now every time I look at him, I wonder if he's called you today. I wonder if he calls you babe the same way he calls me babe. Every time he touches me, my skin aches because I wonder if he's touching you the same way. Every time he moans in my ear, I wonder if that's the same way he falls in between your thighs. Every time he says he loves me, I wonder how many times he has to grind his teeth just to recite that lie. Every time he tells me he won't leave, I believe that. He doesn't leave his women. He just collects new other beings that have to stand side by side as his lies and as his pride and joy in a perfect collectible, in a collection that he can enjoy. Every time he looks at me, every time he says he wants to talk to me, every time he asks me about my day, I wonder if he was not tired about hearing about multiple people's days. I'm sure on a Monday it feels like it's already a compilation of a week's replays. Now, every time he looks at me, I can feel the strength of your prayers. Although I do wish that your prayers were strong enough to protect you from such a slut of a man. Although I do wish that your prayers were strong enough to protect you from such an embarrassment of a man. Although I do wish that your prayers can free me from being in love with a man whose surname you carry, whose children I may not even carry one day. A man that I cannot even proudly say is mine. A man I don't even know who's he talking to? What is he saying now? Because if he could get me, there's surely a new one coming on in line. I'd like to say to you that I am sorry that I fell for your husband. I'd like to say to you that I'm sorry I was so hungry I kept giving him the plate where he placed his lies and I ate with pride thinking that this man at the end of the day could possibly be mine. And I'm sorry that even when I found out I thought that I could stick it through. But trust me, right now I'm working on returning your man to you. See, eventually he'll come back and he'll tell you he didn't mean to leave nor didn't mean to misbehave. Actually, he's so slick with it you're not even sure he's doing it anyway. But I'd like to tell you that your man is back on his way. I'd rather you have him than I get sick at the thought of him having loved someone first. I'd rather you have him than I getting sick over the thought of there being someone else that's going to follow me and me being in line to be hurt. I'd rather you have him. So I'd like to let you know that soon and very soon your man will be coming home. And hopefully the Lord will free me from attracting such beings. And hopefully the Lord will free me when my time comes and I get married. But I'd like to let you know that initially I didn't know, and he knew exactly how to shove me into a deep hole just so I'm rooted in his supposed love. But now the poison that he kept on watering on me with his lies is finally sprouting out. And the garden has nothing but poison ivy, and which is why my tongue is as slick as it is right now. But soon and very soon, your man will return to you, the one being he's meant to be with. And hopefully, he'll learn to close his zip. And hopefully, he'll learn to close his lips. And hopefully, he will forever be by your hip.